Good evening and welcome. I'm Josephine Corcoran, holistic career coach and astrologer. Thank you so much for joining me for my weekly astrology for business in order to bring through purposeful leadership and living for the week commencing the 24th of August. And ordinarily I start these recordings on Monday, but I'm flat out tomorrow, so I thought I'm just going to make time to do it on Sunday night. And for those of you who can tune in, you'll be able to use Hi Mish. Thanks for joining me. For those of you that are with me tonight, you'll be able to get the diary out and have a look at what's happening with the moon for the coming week. And also we're going to be looking at a couple of the planets and their movements and what that means and how you can use that energy to plan your week ahead for the kind of activity that you've got scheduled, and also to support you during this period of time. And I'm working with a client tomorrow, and really what we're going to be doing is exploring this concept of straddling what I'm calling this year the bridge from the old world 2019, prior to 2019, and the new world, which is going to be the new world in air, where we have the energy of air happening full steam ahead in 2021, and we'll be really picking up the frequency of things. It'll be much more outgoing in nature and much faster paced, if we even can consider that that's possible, and much more innovation and much more technology and all sorts of big changes going on. So, but this week brings through some interesting energy, and not least of which is that focus this week on relationships. And I'll talk a bit more about that in a moment. But if I just do a quick recap on what happened last week. Last week the sun moved into Virgo, and so did Mercury. So with the sun ruling our identity and how we put ourselves out there into the world, and Mercury, which rules our mind, our intellect, how we communicate, both of those being in in Virgo, brings through a very strong energy around getting organized and structuring things and improving our efficiencies. So for those of you who over the weekend felt a need to either clean up your act in terms of your health and detoxify, or put some new routines in place, or maybe you thought the home needs to be restructured in some way to be clearing out the old, we've just done a big clear out of the garage, then you're working beautifully with the energy. And so too in our professional lives, a really great month for getting our systems in order, for really thinking about, is there anything we need to let go of? Are there clients that we've been working with that don't serve us anymore? And what are the kinds of people that we do want to be servicing with the work that we do? So that's what kicked in last week. Obviously, we're still deeply immersed in retrograde period with so many planets traveling backwards. Therefore, there's a strong review period going on. And this week, what's happening is that Mars, which represents our intrinsic motivation and our driving force, is really starting to slow down. So Mars is in Aries, and it's very happy in Aries, but it's coming to a standstill next week. It's going to start its retrograde journey for 2 months. And so this week, we're really going to start to feel it's totally slowing down. Now, what does that mean? So first and foremost, this week it's going to continue to activate the COVID clump of planets. And because it's making a square, it's a really strong inner conflict that's going to be felt by all of us. This is a universal energy. And when I say inner conflict, there's, for a lot of people, when Mars slows down, there's enormous frustration that can mount, this feeling that I want to move forward, but I'm stuck. Hi, Alex, so good to see you. And so with Mars feeling like it's at odds with all of this reconstruction of our restructuring that's going on with organizations and with our governments, and on that big picture level, there's also a lot of anger and frustration about all of these rules and these leaders that are putting in place rules, but really they're not sure exactly what is best, and that's creating an enormous amount of tension. And I know from my family and my friends in Victoria that they're really over it, really frustrated with the leadership. So this week we definitely have got more of that energy going around, and there is a really strong, this is really important for us to all to understand. It brings an opportunity for us to slow the heck right down and to really think clearly about our vision of what it is that we want to take, where we want to take things. And talking to somebody last week, I used the analogy that we have been traveling along in a certain kind of motor car, and we've got to this point in time where we're like, oh gosh, do I even know where it is that I want to go? And then we're still traveling along, and then slowly but surely the car stops working. So what we need to do is we need to take the car into the mechanics, pop it up on the blocks and get it re-kitted out. But at this stage, we're still not exactly clear what we want to be kitting our car out with, because we're not sure exactly where it is that we want to go. So there is a little bit of that vibe going around. It doesn't mean we shouldn't be progressing forwards towards our beautiful new moon goals that we set in Leo last week. But I'm just sharing this because it may feel like you're wanting to move forward, but still not quite clear on exactly what the best steps are to take. But I urge you to keep up the mindfulness activities. I urge you to be tapping into your intuition and really using the creative process of journaling, or even just being in nature and grounding is just so, so valuable right now. The other thing that's happening this week is that Venus, which is the planet which rules our relationships, she's moved into, she's in Cancer. And so where she is at the moment is she's opposite the COVID clump of planets. This week she's going to be making an opposition on Wednesday at 8:25 in the morning to Jupiter, the planet of expansion. So really that's going to put relationships on the radar, and really expand that sense of what kind of relationships are right for me in business right now. Who do I want to be partnering with? It could potentially bring up some opportunities to bring some new relationships into view that could be helpful and supportive for the goals that you're working on right now. But then there's also going to be an opposition where Venus is going to be opposing Pluto on Sunday the 30th, not till the very middle of the night, next Sunday evening. But that could bring up some potential volatility, or seeing relationships from a new perspective and digging down to get to the bottom of, or get to the truth of what's important in relationships. So it's more important this week than ever that we take a very strong observer position with relationships, and really be conscious that we may very easily be triggered by what others are saying and doing this week, and to really try and to take a step back and to consider, well, what are they personally dealing with? What's the culture of the business that they're working in? What's their family environment like that they're operating in? What are their deepest personal relationships like at the moment? Because everybody is under enormous pressure. So relationships are definitely a bit of a signature for this week. And in my opinion, the best way to really be managing that is to be just super conscious of trying to step into other people's shoes to the extent that you possibly can, and be curious and be open-hearted and be loving, because we're all going through so much transition right now. We don't really even know what it is that we're all individually feeling. So how can we expect others to, to be imposing things on others at this point in time is asking an enormous amount. So in business, relationships are a key topic. Getting clarity about where it is that we want to go, reaching out for support, partnering with people that we know we can trust, that have got an ear, that are ready to listen, that are ready to support, is really, really important this week. And then the other thing that's happening this week is that Mercury is making an opposition to Neptune at towards the end of the week. So we may find that there is a little bit of murky, it's hard to get clear on certain things with Mercury making a connection to Neptune, because Neptune tends to dissolve things. So even though Mercury's in a strong position in Virgo, when it's opposing Neptune, Neptune can tend to dissolve the detail of things and invite us to step into our higher mind and work with our intuition. So a lot happening this week, and the void of course days this week. So the periods of time where I really encourage you to just take note of these times when the moon's not making an aspect to any other planets. So it's really important to try and avoid doing any signing of contracts or starting anything new at these particular times. So on Monday, 9:58 a.m. to 3:38 p.m. On Wednesday at 3:38 p.m. till 6:20 p.m. On Friday at 1:36 p.m. till 7:15 p.m. And on Sunday 2:19 p.m. till 8:15 p.m. Now, if we look at the moon and the lunations this week, tomorrow, Monday, the 24th of August, the moon's going to be in Scorpio all day. So Scorpio moon's always a really great time for seeking the truth in matters, and a really great time for trusting your intuition, meditating and working on financial matters or money matters. On Tuesday, actually, those void of course dates were for last week, so just scrap those times, and these are the correct times. On Tuesday, the moon is void of course from 4:27 p.m. till 11:28 p.m. And then at 11:28 p.m. it's going to move into Sagittarius. And when it moves into Sagittarius, which is where it's going to be all day Wednesday, that brings a really great time and energy for expanding your vision and your beliefs, and really sinking into what justice means for you. Expanding your mind with knowledge, and a really powerful time on Wednesday and Thursday for teaching and mentoring others and sharing your knowledge with others. Thursday evening, the moon goes void of course at 7:59 p.m. until the end of the day. And then Friday early in the morning at 3:36 a.m. the moon goes into Capricorn. So all day Friday is actually a really great day for doing any strategic work, and also for working on the plans to build your business, and also a great day for taking on responsibilities. And then it will be in Capricorn all day Saturday, where we then get, again, really great day for getting practical and very grounding kind of energy on Saturday. And then on Sunday morning, it moves into Aquarius at 10:36 a.m. in the morning. And so Sunday's a great day for having a barbecue or having a get-together or organising a Zoom call if you can't be in physical contact with anybody else. And it will be on Monday, it will also be in Aquarius. So Monday, the Monday week is a great day for scheduling business conversations and connections. So sorry about those initial void of course dates times being from last week. Those ones I've just read out are the correct ones. So wishing you all an amazing week ahead, a week for really, it will bode us all well to be the observer this week, to really be mindful of what's going on for others. Hi, Ange. To really be conscious that our energy may get heightened and there may be some inner frustration and anger starting to rise, with this sense that I'd like to move forward but I'm struggling to know how. So as we continue to move forward through this year, really stilling the mind, being as connected as we can to our intuition, and sinking into our heart and trusting our heart and our intuition. So wishing you all an amazing week ahead, and I will be back next week, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.